This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Lowe's has the Labor Day deals you need to give your home a new look. Buy one, get one free select interior paint via Visa gift card rebate. Then, add the final touch with 2 for $8 on select 2.5 or 3-quart mums. Refresh your home and save big while doing it. Lowe's, we help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Mums offer in-store only. Selection varies by location. While supplies last. More terms and restrictions apply. See Lowes.com/rebates for details.
It's KFI AM 640, and you're listening to The Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. The big story here, LA Fire Department has let Chief Kristin Crowley go. She is on her way out. So, a lot of people depressed, a lot of people unhappy with it, but as the stomach turns, that is Los Angeles. All right, a lot of us saw the pursuit today, ended up in Sherman Oaks on Ventura Boulevard during rush hour. So they had to close it down because this guy got out of control on Ventura and Sepulveda, right there in the heart of Sherman Oaks. And he got out of the car, had about a 10-minute conversation with the cops, and the cops just rushed him, handcuffed him, and gave him the shuffle off to Buffalo. And that was a wrap, and that was a wrap. And now he's cooling his heels somewhere. A
man on a stolen tow truck leading police on a pursuit this afternoon from the west side into the valley. Yep. It started in the Sawtell area. The man driving slowly up Sepulveda Boulevard. An ABC7 viewer sent us this video of the man hanging out the window just before he came to a stop at Sepulveda and Ventura in Sherman Oaks. He got out of the car, talked with the officers before they finally arrested him.
What a wild scene. Glad that it ended safely.
No kidding.
There you go. Okay, Elex Michaelson is the guy that interviewed Mayor Bass, I think, for the first time since all the fires. And we didn't get a sense that she was going to fire Kristen Crowley. But, man, the next day, she did. And Elex is with us. How you, bub?
Ding dong with you.
Ding dong with you.
I do think we got a sense in that interview that she was going to fire Kristen Crowley. What she was saying, if you read between the lines, was not very complimentary in any way of Kristen Crowley, and so it was not completely unexpected. I mean, I asked her about if somebody needed to be fired, and I asked her specifically about Crowley and her assessment, and neither one of them were a vote of confidence during that interview.
It did sound like she was throwing Kristen Crowley under the bus, though. Didn't it? Did that seem like to you as well, or just me?
That's the way a lot of people have read it.
Okay. Are you calling me unoriginal?
Certainly seems frustrated.
Are you calling me unoriginal with that thought? How dare you?
I would never say that about you.
How dare you? So what was her demeanor like? Because she was probably expecting a softball interview. Which is what you're known for. Just kidding. But you were really harsh on her, buddy. I was very proud of you.
I think we were tough but fair, which is what's important to try to be, and just ask, some pretty basic questions that I think a lot of people have wanted to know for a long time. We've been asking. I've certainly been asking. I'm sure your colleagues have been asking for weeks to do an interview like this, really since the fire started. And the fact that she hadn't done it for so long made more of a buildup, made a bigger deal about something like this. But we really hadn't gotten answers on even from the day one why she was in Ghana and all the rest of that to really dig into it. And we had an opportunity to do that this week.
But what I really liked about your interview with her is you were as shocked as all of us were in her answer, where she didn't know about the winds. We talked about those winds. I went back and listened to some old shows. We mentioned it late Wednesday and all day Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday.
As did we, as did every other radio station, as did every other local TV station, as did plenty of people on social media, including the National Weather Service. And so there's not really a clear answer on how did that message not get to her? Is not only is it Crowley's position, but anybody on her staff, anybody she's friends with, anything at all, or watching or paying attention to any of that. And there really hasn't been an answer to that. There really wasn't an answer to that in our interview, and it seemed like some of the reporters were trying to follow up on that today during the press conference with the mayor. And there really wasn't a clear answer from that. I think one thing she clarified today that a lot of people were confused at during our interview was her frustration that Chief Crowley, she says, didn't call her directly at all, as she had in the past, about some of these issues, and that her first call from Chief Crowley came on January 7th in the evening after the fire had already broken out. And she was frustrated that the chief didn't call her in advance when all these warnings were happening to actually have a conversation about a strategy for preparing for all this.
Well, my response to that is I think Chief Crowley was busy.
Yeah, well, and there's, a follow-up to that could be, why didn't the mayor call Chief Crowley?
Right. And why would you call the mayor, who's 7,000 miles away, and ask what we should do? Seems kind of dumb.
Yeah. There you go.
But I think there's something. Look, I don't hate Mayor Bass. I think she probably means well, but I keep going back to when she first became mayor, and that's when we had that big homeless camp fire under the 10 freeway, under the in downtown LA on the Santa Monica freeway, and the freeway was closed down for 3 or 4 weeks. It was a real nightmare.
Which they claim was not a homeless encampment, or haven't confirmed that.
They lied about that, which, I just assumed they always do, so that's not a big deal. But when she was flying in a helicopter over downtown L.A., she pointed down to she pointed down to something and said, "Hey, what is that?" And the pilot said, "That's the 110 freeway." Kind of an odd thing for a mayor of Los Angeles to ask what the 110 freeway is in downtown.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know that much about that particular incident that you're talking about. But look, I think this really tests her politically in a lot of different ways. I mean, one of the questions I asked her was about what she's learned about leadership from this moment, and she talked about the importance of communicating a message directly. And I think the fact that you saw her do this interview with me, that you saw her out there today, it seems to be she's gotten the message that what she has been doing hasn't really worked politically, and it seems like there's a change in strategy now, that she's going to be more out there, talking more, explaining her perspective more. But clearly there's been some serious political damage done to her. And it'll be interesting also. She's made an enemy in Kristen Crowley, who's still going to be working for the department, apparently in a lesser role. What does Crowley do in terms of potentially leaking or try to undermine the mayor after all of this?
Right. It's a mess. I mean, LA City is a complete mess. They're broke. They're fighting. They've lost a lot of homes. The water wasn't working in the hydrants. It's just, the infrastructure of the city is completely breaking down. It's a really sad time for the city of LA, and I don't think that we have the leadership that can bring it back.
Is this where you're grateful to be living in Burbank?
100%. 100%. Yeah. I moved out of the city of LA because I saw the writing on the wall. I saw all the signs. It's just everything just takes too long. You can't get a hold of anybody. The services are terrible. And I said, screw it, I can't do this, and I split. Hey, what's on the big show tonight? I know you have the issue. Is that still on the air?
It is still on the air. Yeah, we've got more of this interview with Mayor Bass that has gotten so much attention. We've also talked to John Rigardi, the political journalist, about the big news of the day. And then we had this crazy experience yesterday talking about high-speed rail with the Secretary of Transportation, Sean Duffy, and all these protesters started screaming, and one threw a tomato, and all sorts of stuff going on in downtown Los Angeles. So we talked to Duffy, we talked to Republican Congressman Kevin Kiley, and sort of get into what's happening with the high-speed rail, or as some call it, the train to nowhere.
Right. Hey, I know you're a longtime L.A. resident, born and raised here. I think it's sort of sad if the original pantry closes down. You ever eaten there?
Of course, eaten there many, many times, especially when I would work the early morning shift in the news. It's the best place to talk to people.
Yeah.
You think of Richard Riordan, how much he loved that place, and like what an LA icon he was. That would really be sad.
Buddy, I appreciate you coming on. Give your parents a high five for me. I know you're very close to your parents, which I envy. And we'll catch you next week. Great. By the way,
thanks so much.
By the way, I know I text you this, but I'd like to say it on the air again. You're like the newsmaker. You like 4 or 5 times a year have a story on that goes national, and I don't know anybody else doing that many stories a year that get that kind of press. So you deserve credit for that.
This was one of the biggest ones we've done. Yeah, it's been pretty wild to see, and I think it highlights how little she's spoken and how much anger there is in this city right now.
Yes, and I love that you held her feet to the fire, that you didn't just back off and ask her if she likes the Baconator.
Wasn't the interview for that. Maybe the next time.
Okay. Buddy, thanks for coming on. Have a nice weekend. We'll talk to you next week.
Thanks, Tim.
All right, take care. There he goes. Elex Michaelson. The issue is tonight, more interview with Mayor Bass. More interview tonight, 10:30 on Channel 11. So set your DVR and copy that thing, or record it, whatever you call it nowadays, or VHS, whatever you got. Who cares? But tonight, 10:30, Channel 11. The issue is Elex Michaelson.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
Hey, let's go to Channel 7 here, Steph. There's something going on in West Los Angeles with this bus. Is it on fire? Is there a bus on fire? Bus fire, slowing traffic on Santa Monica Boulevard.
On the rear of the bus, in any event, all of the passengers have been evacuated. Santa Monica Boulevard remains shut down. Reporting live, Mayor 7, I'm Chris Christie, ABC 7, Eyewitness News.
Okay, Chris, thank you.
Santa Monica closed at 5:25 p.m. Thank God nobody uses that street, that boulevard, at 5:25. Everybody's home by now. So glad there's no traffic out there. All right, there was an interview, and maybe we'll take an early break here so I can play the entire thing. But there was an interview with a guy who survived that Toronto plane crash. I don't know if you've heard it or not, but it's pretty good. He literally still had jet fuel on him. He smelled like jet fuel, and he did an interview, I think 4, 5, 6 hours after the plane crashed in Toronto. And people are starting to ask questions already. Starting to ask questions. Who was the pilot? How much experience did she have? 26-year-old young lady at the helm there. And I'm not saying it's her fault, but I'm saying there's questions. There's questions. Because Delta put out this video about an all-woman crew. They said it wasn't this flight, but they had a video out there saying this is an unmanned airplane. It's all women crew, women, and when you lead with that, sometimes you have problems. Sometimes you have problems when you lead with the sex of the crew instead of the experience. And I don't know if that was the problem or not, but it certainly raises eyebrows. And I don't think that corporations should do that anymore. If you're in charge of flying people through the air at 600 miles an hour, I don't think it's really necessary to put out a video saying, oh, it's an all-woman crew. I think you sort of, you look for the best people to get you from point A to point B. Delta is extremely lucky that nobody died in this crash. Nobody died. 80 people got out alive. So when we come back, we're going to take an early break here. Then we'll come back with an interview of a guy who survived that plane crash. It's about 7.5 minutes long and worth it. You can hear it in his voice, the trauma that he went through. And he's a paramedic, this guy. He's a paramedic. His name is Pete the paramedic. So we'll come back and play this for you. It's good. It's good. You'll want to hear this.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. on demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at WashableSofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
Save big during Labor Day at Lowe's. Get up to 40% off select major appliances. Plus, buy more to get up to an additional 20% off. Shop even more savings with 3 Stay Green 1 cubic foot vegetable and flower garden soil bags for $10. This Labor Day, take care of your home for less at Lowe's. We help, you save. Valid through 9/3. Soil offer excludes Alaska and Hawaii. Selection varies by location. Select locations only. While supplies last. See Lowe's.com for more details.
We have some great audio here for you. This man was on the flight that crashed in Toronto. He's a paramedic. He was going to Toronto for a paramedics convention. How convenient is that, for everybody else on the flight? And literally 6 hours after the accident, he sat down and did an interview, I think with CBC Radio up in Canada. And I want to play you the whole thing here. It's about 7 minutes and change. I'm not going to interrupt it. This is a guy who just went through the most traumatic thing probably in his life, and yet sat down and was stable enough and calm enough to do an entire interview. 7 minutes long. We're going to play it here for you. Pete, the paramedic, after this plane crash in Toronto. It's wild. Unbelievable.
So, Pete, it's really good to see you. I cannot believe I'm sitting across from someone who's just survived a plane crash. Can you help me understand what happened?
Yeah, it feels equally good to be sitting here, obviously. But we a little disoriented on time 6 hours ago. We're coming into land, and there had been comment early in the flight about strong winds. Then as we made our descent and made touchdown, it was just a very forceful event where all of a sudden everything just kind of went sideways. And then the next thing I know is kind of a blink and I'm upside down, still strapped in.
Do you remember what it sounded like if you flipped over like this or front end?
I believe it was kind of lateral or side roll based on kind of what we saw when we got out. But again, very disorienting to, the 1 minute you're landing, kind of waiting to see your friends and your people, and the next minute you're physically upside down and just really, it's just cement and metal,
No time to be scared?
Oh yeah, plenty of time, yeah. I think absolute initial feeling is just need to get out of this. And so made sense of kind of where we were and being upside down, and took my seatbelt off, which I had obviously left fastened for the landing. And as I took it off, crashed down onto the ceiling, which had become the floor because we were upside down.
So were people quiet? Were they yelling? What was happening?
I wouldn't call it quiet or yelling. Everyone was just, what I saw was everyone on that plane suddenly became very close in terms of how to help one another, how to console one another, and that was powerful. But yeah, there was definite, what now? Who's leading? How do we find ourselves away from this?
Could you tell if people were okay? I mean, I see you've got a cut here. You also have one.
Yeah, a little balder than I was this morning. I'm okay. Not really sure when this happened, whether it was during the landing. I believe it was. But yes, everyone seemed kind of physically, and that's what we did. You could see kind of row by row or area by area, people were checking one another out, making decisions about whether we would help one another with their straps, or if by doing that, would they be landing on somebody else? Mm-hmm. There was one woman in the row behind me who was under the seats, which was very hard to see. And then there was a young boy and his mother sitting on the floor, on the ceiling on the floor. And so my fatherly instinct and background as a paramedic kind of kicked in. And so I was paying the most attention, I guess, to those two people.
So what does that mean? Were they physically hurt, or were you just trying to get them off the plane?
Trying to get them off the plane. Yeah, wasn't in a position to assess necessarily injury. Both were moving fine, but very scared, in particular the woman beneath the seats. And then it was kind of a look around of where is an exit. You can listen to the pre-flight all you want, but when you're suddenly upside down, rolled over, everything kind of goes out the door. So my attention was about 30% towards who is moving us out, and then how can I help promote flow in that direction.
Do you think that was all your paramedic training just kicking in there?
No, I definitely had a lot of passenger part. I think I had a healthy amount of paramedic, as we'd call it, in terms of helping, help this woman out from under the chair. Had to really kind of forcefully, lift/drag, but a very human component turned on when we could smell the gas. And then we looked over and the windows were there was just liquid pouring over the small windows, and suddenly it smelled very strong of what I heard people later call AV gas.
Well, you probably know this, but I mean, even as you sit here, I can smell the gas on you. You can too, right?
Yeah, ready for a shower. So I think there was paramedic of help, move, and then as a father, I saw this boy and mom who were everyone seemed not oddly calm, but everyone seemed like they were there to make sure we helped each other and moved out of harm's way. So
you climb out of the plane. The plane's upside down, so you get onto the tarmac, and then what happens?
Yeah, so I was able to help free and slide our friend and mom, kid first, and then a gentleman who I believe was like a off-duty airline person was next to me. We all made our way kind of, 6 to 8 feet, and then climbed out. And it felt like I was stepping onto the tundra, first of all. It was just snow just kind of blowing, and couldn't really see structures anywhere. So I didn't care how cold it was. I didn't care how far I had to walk, how long I had to stand. All of us wanted to just be out of the aircraft.
At this point, had the wings snapped off?
I believe so.
Could you tell?
Yeah. I mean, there was nothing. There was a wing there before, and when we went out that exit, there was no wing to be found. And so once we got back to a safe distance and kind of checked one another, because there's so much adrenaline and stress, that's when I kind of took, what's the word I'm looking for? Evaluated the scenario, realized that there was no wing on that side. And the goal was really to get further and further away from the risk. And then we heard a small, I guess I don't really know size of explosions, but we heard an explosion as the fire department was doing, their efforts to extinguish any risk. So
what was the explosion?
I don't know. It was, we were far enough away as a group. I think there were 75 or 80 of us on the flight. And suddenly that happened. I've not looked at news or anything to know if that exists to date or on media, but there was a sizable explosion, and then by that point there was a fire truck driving towards us on the tarmac, and so we all kind of gathered and took refuge behind that and looked from afar.
Sounds like this is all coming at you in sort of like movies.
Yeah, my priorities have been pretty simple since that event, which is communication with wife and children, family, friends, even some, colleagues, and just really trying to just kind of a pinch me day,
No kidding. You're here for a paramedics conference.
Yeah.
You had paramedic friends who were picking you up, and I know they were tracking the plane and then saw this huge plume of smoke and asked you, I think they texted you, like, are you okay? Are you down? What did you say? Do you remember how you responded?
I responded when we stopped. The woman and I had been walking together that I had kind of aided in getting out, and I took my coat off there before I put my coat onto her. And while having my phone, it was just not a big phone guy, and I don't even have social media, but part of me was like, I want to remember this. This may be good for me. And so I took a photograph of it and simply sent it saying, this is my reality right now. So
I'm down, but I'm on the tarmac.
Down on the tarmac and alive, which is again really amazing.
It is. And then your friend who came to get you found his way to the tarmac and started treating people as well. Right?
Yeah. So the paramedic arrival and along with police and fire was just amazing. I mean, they quickly put those of us that were injured with any sort of blood or sign of trauma onto a single bus, moved us safe distance away, and started to triage and really assess people's severity of injury or ailment. And there was Chief Mike Nolan, who jumped right in and really assisted. And the groups, the paramedics in particular, went from helping kind of what is bleeding to in time, once they got everyone moved to the appropriate sites of care, they just listened and they asked the right questions. And that was, I think, the most powerful part of today was there was just people, no countries, no nothing. It was just people together helping each other.
You got to go look after yourself.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you for taking time. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
That's 6 hours after that accident. And there was jet fuel pouring out of that plane. They could have caught fire at any moment, and every one of those people could have died. Every single one of them. And it's a big deal. When we fly, I'm not a nervous flyer, but I used to be. I think as you get older, you say, screw it. There's nothing you can do.
Had my time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I was born, with I had a blood transfusion at 2 years old, and the doctors gave me a 50-50 shot of making it. So this is all borrowed time. So I'm not nervous about it, but I've seen other people who are, and it's a real fear. I'm not discounting that fear at all. I went to Las Vegas with a guy who's no longer with us, beautiful friend of mine named Jeff Wernick, and I didn't know that he was afraid of flying. We went to Vegas in the summer when it's like going on a roller coaster to get to Las Vegas, because all the updrafts and downdrafts and the heat in the desert, and we were bopping all over the place. And he grabbed my hand and he said, "Look, I just need this right now." and he held my hand. It's like a real guy's guy, guys, gambles and drinks, and he's got a girlfriend and everything going on. And he grabbed my hand. He goes, "I just need to hold you right now."
I'm just imagining Ernie's voice saying, "Look, man, I just need this right now."
Right. Or Ernie's response to being held. "Man, what's going on here, man? Jesus Christ." Gee, I mean, come on, man. Just straighten up here. What's wrong with you? And never talking to him again.
You're listening to Tim Conway Jr. On Demand from KFI AM 640.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com, featuring Anna Bay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anna Bay's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at WashableSofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.
It's 5:50 every night, so that's when we do our egg talk. Talk about eggs. Everyone's talking about eggs. Nobody can stop talking about eggs. I've never heard any egg talk in my life from the moment I was a child in the San Fernando Valley until I'm an adult in the San Fernando Valley. I have gone 50, 60 years without hearing anybody talk about eggs. And now they talk about it every day. Eggs. What's going on with the eggs? Where are the eggs? How much are the eggs? We're getting any eggs? Is Turkey giving us eggs? Canadian giving us eggs?
We get Jen and I get this. We get like a weekly delivery service of like food, like secondhand, like not great food. You know that they offer those services.
Oh yeah,
now.
blemished stuff.
Yeah. And sometimes they'll put some stuff in there based on what you've ordered in the past. So today we got it before I left the house, and I opened up the box, and there was a dozen eggs, and I went, "Oh my God, how much did this delivery cost us?"
I went to Walmart last night. Not bragging, but made a couple of bucks in life. I can afford a Walmart run every once in a while. You know, so you can never get out of any of these stores, Costco, Walmart, Target, for less than $100. It's always $100.
Right.
Always, no matter what you buy. You know, a bird feeder and a Snickers, $100. What the heck, Christ? So I went last night to Walmart, and I videotaped this because I thought it was odd. There's 70,000 eggs in that store.
No.
There's eggs everywhere. You can't avoid them. It was the whole thing. It was just an egg mart.
Really?
The whole thing, yeah. I couldn't believe it. I mean, they're expensive. You know, some are $8, $9, $10 a dozen, but they're everywhere.
Large, AAA, whatever.
Yeah.
I saw someone post online. Hey, just so everybody knows, they have eggs. They have full eggs at Stater Brothers down the street. I'm like, really? Is that what we're doing now? Social media postings about where there's eggs?
It really is great. Egg talk every night at 5:50. That's what we do. So a lot of people are thinking about buying their own chickens and hens, and I don't know what makes eggs. I didn't stay in school that long. I didn't go to the the environmental or what do they call that? It was CASH, Conservation All Should Help, and they teach you how to make all that, how to make your own eggs and all that stuff, and how to grow, wheat and barley and vegetables.
That's
I didn't go to that. Yeah, I passed. Anyway, a lot of people are thinking about buying chickens for their backyard, getting a nest there, a roost, or a hen house. And they say it may not be such a great idea. Maybe just go to Walmart.
Favorite topic, those rising costs of eggs. The prices have jumped more than 15% in the past month alone, which is being blamed on bird flu. Right. Nancy Chen shows us how egg consumers are looking for alternatives, including bringing chickens into their own backyard.
Nah, it's not. I don't think it's a great idea.
Each week, they seem to go even higher.
We know that egg prices are still sky high.
Leading the rise in grocery prices are eggs.
Those soaring egg prices.
With relief not expected anytime soon, shoppers are turning to the source itself, the chickens. Across the country, several hatcheries we spoke with told us they're seeing significantly more interest in buying chicks.
Chicken sales have gone up dramatically for all the people I know that sell chickens.
Ron Goldsmith says sales of feed for chickens at his New Jersey pet store have more than doubled since October.
Wow.
Every week we're selling probably 50% more than we did the prior week.
Yeah, that's up by 50% means. So he said
feed for chickens at his New Jersey pet store have more than doubled since October.
Okay. His the feed has doubled since October.
Every week we're selling probably 50% more than we did the prior week.
That's what that means.
Even renting hens has taken off, with one company lending out their chickens for 6 months at a time.
Wow, rent a chicken. All right, you can rent a chicken. But what if it dies? Is there you don't get your deposit back? I don't know. And what if it has more chickens? More, the hens and the chickens get together. Do you get to keep the sidebars, the side chickens?
Still, as charming as they are, keeping chickens isn't always all that it's cracked up to be.
I get it. That's a good one. Yeah, it's filthy. They're filthy.
A backyard hen in her prime can lay up to 5 eggs a week.
Whoa!
Between the initial cost of the coop, chicks, and feed, setting all this up could mean thousands of dollars. Compare that to buying a dozen eggs per week at the store for about $300 a year. If people are looking to get backyard chickens to help offset the price of eggs, is that a good idea?
That's a very bad idea.
Okay. She's not mincing words here. She's not, playing both sides of the fence. She's just said...
That's a very bad idea.
It's a very bad idea. She qualified it. It's not just bad, very bad.
That's a very bad idea.
Known as the chicken chick, author Kathy Shea Mormino has been raising chickens.
Why did they put a sound effect in of The View? Why did they put that sound effect in? That's horrible.
Known as the chicken chick, author Kathy Shea Mormino has been raising chickens in her Connecticut backyard for 20 years. She shares her experiences on social media.
So he feels safe and supported.
What is your take when you hear that people are looking to get these backyard chickens?
I think it's terrific to think about it and research it and look into it, but there are
and then pass at the end.
But there are a lot of considerations that go into making the commitment to keep chickens. If you travel a lot or have a job that keeps you away from home,
or if you've just never raised chickens, that's another one.
Most of the day, chickens are not a good pet for you.
Hey, ladies. Mormino also points out how bird flu is a concern for flocks at home, too.
Oh, no. You get bird flu, then the dog gets bird flu, and then the wife, the grandmother, everybody's got bird flu because you wanted to save $9 on a does.
And that not all towns even allow them. A good way to save is in the kitchen itself. The experts at Good Housekeeping suggest substituting a 4th cup of Greek yogurt in place of an egg while baking. Liquid left over from a can of chickpeas can also be added to recipes or whipped into an aioli-like spread in place of mayo.
How about just buying the effing eggs? We're all recreating nature here. Just get eggs. Go to Walmart, put the eggs in your cart, go to the front, give the guy the cash, and get in the car.
If you're looking to switch up your meals, firm tofu can stand in for a scramble.
What?
If you're looking to switch up your meals, firm tofu can stand in for a scramble.
Okay, but how much is farm tofu? But that's not cheap either.
Firm tofu.
Oh, firm tofu?
Uh-huh.
Although she said farm.
If you're looking to switch up your meals, firm tofu.
Oh, firm. Okay. What is firm tofu? You seem to know.
There's really soft and there's really, like brick-like.
What do you have, Crozier? You firm tofu?
I was laying hard, too.
You're a firm tofu guy?
Yeah, I'm a firmie.
Angel, how do you know firm tofu? What's going on with you?
Well, because I've seen it.
Okay.
I saw 2 packages next to each other. One said firm tofu. The other one said soft tofu. I'm like, oh, there's 2 different textures.
Tofu. Okay.
Firm tofu can stand in for a scramble, and you can season it with turmeric to mimic that yellow color. Some tips and tricks so that even with egg prices extra high, it doesn't leave you scrambled.
All right. There we go. All right. Our egg segment's over. Yeah, there you go. Hope you enjoyed it. Learned a little something about not raising your own chickens. It's a pain in the ass.
Tim,
Yes.
you have the volume for The View on still.
I know, it's still on, huh?
Mm-hmm.
By the way, there's a huge fight going on in The View right now. They've been asked to tone down their anti-Trump stuff, and their ladies are crazy. You can hear them. Yeah, they're not into it. Wow. All right, we're live on KFI AM 640. Conway Show on demand on the iHeartRadio app. Now, you can always hear us live on KFI AM 640, 4 to 7 p.m. Monday through Friday, and anytime on demand on the iHeartRadio app.
This Labor Day, say goodbye to spills, stains, and overpriced furniture with WashableSofas.com. Featuring Anabay, the only machine washable sofa inside and out, where designer quality meets budget-friendly pricing. Sofas start at just $6.99, making it the perfect time to upgrade your space. Anabe's pet-friendly, stain-resistant, and interchangeable slipcovers are made with high-performance fabric built for real life. You'll love the cloud-like comfort of hypoallergenic, high-resilience foam that never needs fluffing, and a durable steel frame that stands the test of time. With modular pieces, you can rearrange anytime. It's a sofa that adapts to your life. Now through Labor Day, get up to 60% off site-wide at washablesofas.com. Every order comes with a 30-day satisfaction guarantee. If you're not in love, send it back for a full refund. No return shipping, no restocking fees, every penny back. Shop now at washablesofas.com. Offers are subject to change and certain restrictions may apply.
If you eat too many ultra-processed foods, you could be starving your gut microbes, and they'll get hangry. That's one of many things I learned after working on a new audio course about the gut microbiome. You can learn how to keep your gut happy by listening to Try This from the Washington Post. I'm Christina Quinn. I host Try This. Dig in with me on practical advice for life's common challenges. Follow Try This right now wherever you're listening. Seriously, try it.